The world of Pokemon. A world chock full of possibilities and secrets. My name is Agent Steel, and I've spent the better part of a year investigating one of Alola's top secrets. Who is the Masked Royal? It was a dark and stormy night. The first time I met the legendary Masked Royal was on his home turf, the Battle Royale. A place where vagrants gathered to compete in four-person free-for-alls. I was only 11 years young, and still a rookie on the force. Upon seeing him, I was instantly suspicious. His abs, they were too perfect. There was only one man that could pull that off in this children's game we call life. I told myself not to get frokey and jump to conclusions. I had no evidence, and I didn't want to make a fool out of myself. Reluctantly, to prove I wasn't a narc, I agreed to the Royals' challenge to a battle. Who wins in these games? Certainly not them. I got my first clue when he brought out a Rockruff. Who else owns a Rockruff? Professor Kukui. This was a strange coincidence, but it wasn't enough to book him on, because even I owned a Rockruff. Oh my Arceus, am I the Masked Royal? No. I needed more evidence. Shortly after the fight, the Royal asked about our island trials. Strange, I thought to myself. How did he know? Even my idiot of a partner, Hal, caught on to this and called him out on it. Or so I thought. I tell ya, rookies. Saved again, Royal. December 18th, 11 p.m. Still an 11-year-old. It was a full moon on Mount Hokulani. There I met a former trial captain by the name of Molayne. He had dreamy eyes. Cadet gray, I noted as I jotted into my notebook. He was a certified big deal according to the locals. He ran the PC box system in Alola or something stupid like that. He also had a fat little Pikachu. More importantly, he was a longtime friend of the professor. A potential snitch, if I played my cards right. It took some time, but I was able to beat the information out of him. He gave up and called Kukui his masked friend. Kukui got defensive and stormed off. Not the actions of an innocent man. Finally alone with the blonde supernova, things got heated. I threatened to impound his Pikachu if he didn't give me more information. Hey, when you're already in the mud, you might as well fight dirty. And boy did I want to get dirty with this man. Anyways. He frightfully agreed, but asked if we could call it a favor to save his reputation. Fine by me. Molayne hit me with the money shot, the Royal's mask. I had my first lead and it tasted great. About a week later, I arrived in Molly Garden to see the professor being harassed by a couple of low-ranked thugs. Judging by their attire, they appeared Russian. He challenged them both to a battle royale. Suddenly, a white-haired pimp walked across the bridge and interrupted before it got good. His tracksuit was a lot more expensive looking. Velour. I'm sure of it now. He must be the Russian boss I had heard so much about. Guzma. They talked for a while, and seemed to have some history together. He took on the mocking tone of a battle royale announcer. I thought this was strange at the moment. I believed it was just for showmanship. But looking back, I think he was trying to tell someone that he knew something. After we dealt with the Russians in a brutal all-out battle in the gardens, Kukui demanded I hand over the mask. It was tense. The air felt like a Charizard's heat wave. I could arrest him right then and there. Everything I had trained for came down to this moment. I hesitated. The smirk on his face, though, I'll never forget it. I didn't have enough, and he knew it. I needed more. The levee was dry for some time after that. I found myself in Coney City, drinking away my doubts. The moo milk was warm and sweet. A stark contrast to myself, cold and bitter. But then, suddenly, fate intervened and some broad with killer gams walked into my life like a bad cliche. I was struck. Maybe life wasn't so bad. It wasn't until after we saved the world and got together for one final hurrah that I realized my quest for the truth was closer than I thought. The royal had the nerve to show his ugly mask at the festivities. He strode onto that stage like a Mightyana with unlimited swagger. And then it hit me. The professor's wife. Her face said it all. She knew. Of course she did. I had a new lead, and this time, I was bringing help.